Dave Chappelle, he made $500 million. They said even though his contract said he should get half of it, they said he made too much for the contract to be valid, so we'll offer you 10% of what you made. You mean he made $500 million and they offered him 50? Yes. And he said, what do you think my fans are gonna say when they find out you offered me 10% of what I made you? And they said, your fans will believe that you're a crazy crackhead by the time you get home. And by the time he got to Ohio, it was so. Devout Muslim who doesn't eat bacon was accused of being a crackhead. They said that he went to Africa to smoke cocaine. Are you saying he flew past Chicago and Miami and LA and New York and Detroit? You saying he went past Cleveland? And somebody who has a wife, 5 children, and lives on a farm, doesn't live here in Hollywood. And you convince people that person was an insane crackhead?
Puff, P. Diddy, how do you want me to refer to you?
You can call me Love.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, all the allegations. Are you attracted to men or women?
It depends on my mood, my vibe.
Is it true that you've had sexual relations with Meek Mill?
I can't tell you that. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Dream chasers, nigga. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever.
Nobody asked me about.
You've probably seen this video. She freezes.
So is there going to be a public registry? Because I'm going to be honest with you.
He notices.
Take the gift cards. Fuck everybody's present.
And then to bring her back, he claps 1, 2, 3. Repeats yourself. She's back. Now watch this video. Watch when she freezes. Now notice how the people in the background noticed what was happening, and then the interviewer said, it's good, it's good, it's good, and then Cardi came right back too. Notice the people in the background notice, and then she says it's good 3 times. And that's when Cardi B comes back. My wife actually pointed out the correlation of the repeating themselves 3 times before she came back too. Nevertheless, you have to admit that is weird. Evidence of MK Ultra?
Fucking Cardi B was over there. Cardi B is a plant by the Illuminati. She don't write her raps. She's just there to like sound as ignorant as possible, and then make songs like "Fuck 'em" and you get some money. You know, she was literally replaced, you know, Nicki Minaj purposely. That they put her there. And now she doesn't know what to do. And she's just she has no idea what the fuck is going on. She thinks it's just a blessing from the universe. It ain't no blessing.
What did Meek Mill say?
But if we get paid to rap about that stuff, they actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff, so I make sure
So they're told to push a certain narrative, right? Now why would they do that? Seems like Ice Cube knows why. Recently he was on the Club Random podcast and this is what he said.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons. Literally the same people? Literally the same people. It seems really suspicious, if you want to say that word. The records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
Tupac must have been presented with this information back then, because look at what he says about the future of rap. Listen.
I don't know, it depends on his balls. You know, if he's got big nuts like me, it's gonna get way harder. But shit, if he's got little nuts, it's gonna start getting back to a different type of rap. You know what I'm saying? Partying and all of that type of shit, because that's what we talk about when they don't let us talk about what we really want to talk about.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to the P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man. It's so unfortunate. You gotta pull back though, so you can see. That's great, move back out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look what you've been taking his head. And that's James from Simian Mobile Disco. He is the actual DJ that was supposed to pass out. DJ that was supposed to pass out. But when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them. But when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them. I put him to sleep. Next day, right? You put the drink on his head. That is. Damn.
Y'all don't get it. Y'all, y'all really don't get it, but they don't get it because, I mean, they say the game is to be sold, not told. So that ain't something I ain't sat down and told them, look, you got to be making millions and down to billions of dollars underground to be able to go out and do this from state to state, city to city like I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? These dudes ain't never met nobody like me that live in Houston and Dallas, St. Louis and Atlanta, LA, you know what I'm saying? And then you got in Florida, both for Orlando and Miami, and I got several houses in each spot, several homes or condos. They ain't used to that. They ain't never seen no black man. If you told them that a black man was living like that and doing what I was doing, they'd think you was lying. You know what I'm saying? They'd think you lying. Puff, none of them was more Puffy, nobody, and I love Puff to death. None of them was more liquid than me. You know what I'm saying? Like more liquid. I can go grab $1 million, throw it out the car, and goddamn it, go grab a couple more with no problem. They've never seen a black, and then your face. You able to show your face everywhere. You're not gonna read Big Meech and robbed the Mexicans over here, or we killed the Colombians, or we took something from the Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying?
Here at Krusty Burger for the launch of the highly anticipated Burger Squared. Krusty, what can you tell us about this fantastic new sandwich?
I'm glad you asked, Kent. We start with grade A beef, feed that to other cows, then kill them and serve the unholy results on a 7-grain bun. Burger Squared!
That checks out.
Cows eating cows? That's an abomination.
No, Lisa, you're a vegetarian, but these cows have made a different choice.
And now this lucky reporter will be the first human to sample this delicious crime against nature. Juicy, flavorful, with just a hint of...
Hey, that's my check cashing arm, you stupid!
Now I was on Al Gore's internet and saw this shit. Certified human chuck burgers. Now, allegedly, they've been ST people all the time. ST, trafficking. People been getting found, murdered. People just been missing all over the country. That shit say certified human. Y'all don't find that suspicious, dog? Cause I made a video a while back about when Macbeth, when did he die, and burger disease was giving y'all them cheap ass burgers. And how when I travel the country, dog, I don't never see a lot of cows every motherfucking where. And there's too many restaurants and too many motherfucking grocery stores selling beef. And ain't no fucking way they got all these cows to supply all these motherfucking food chains. Especially when there's a McDonald's in every 10-mile radius. Smaller than that for real, it's like every 5-mile radius. Dog. There's hella restaurants where I live at every motherfucking where. And I'm 1,000% sure it ain't enough motherfucking cows for all that beef, dog. Now look at this one. See how they got the wording on that motherfucker? In purple, it's people. And then you got the green that say for the meat. You put it all together, it's for the people meat. Quality meats made from people like you. On the package. And you're buying that shit. And that, see right there, that's why everybody's so batshit crazy and going insane and shit. You know, when you eat these meats, right? You taking on the stress that came from the individual meaning a person or the cow, when they died, all that negative energy and all that energy they had with them is going right into your body. And people wondering why they all stressed and depressed and got anxiety and shit. Maybe it's from this motherfucking meat you're eating, dog. Yeah, allegedly, they've been doing this for a long time, and I gotta say allegedly because they keep trying to take my stuff down, and you can see I've been shadow banned, on TikTok at least. It's going crazy right now, dog. But we in the age of Aquarius. Everything's coming out. Everybody's awakening. But you got these NPCs that ain't awake worth a damn. And if they not an NPC, come on, man. Snap out of the Matrix. We are entering 5D, dog. There's too much information out here. Now, I wouldn't say go on Google to research anything, because it's hard to find anything on Google now. You gotta go on Bing, Firefox, all kind of other stuff, but trust me, Google should be your last resort. You might as well just go on TikTok to search up something, because you can't do it on YouTube either, dog. Not anymore. But all these meat packagings saying human meat, I found some years ago. Celebrity meat products. I'm gonna do a video on that. I just gotta get all my information again, dog. But this right here is motherfucking crazy. Yeah, be careful what you're putting in your body, cause that shit is taking over, dog. Damn. Peace.
If you've heard about the Wendy's 1-cent burgers, watch this.
Sample this delicious crime against nature. Juicy, flavorful, with just a hint of...
Hey, that's my check cashing on, you stupid!
It's Captain Chicken. The powder in the chicken.
They're making our food out of people. Next thing they'll be breeding us like cattle for food. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell them.
Promise, Tiger, I promise. I'll tell the exchange.
You tell everybody. Listen to me, Hatcher. You gotta tell them. Silent breed is people!
They don't spend billions on these movies for no reason.
Things humans weren't meant to see.
This video of a dude finding a hole in the ground while he's on a walk is going viral. But he's going viral because of what he found in the hole in the ground. So what he finds under the ground looks like a staircase. And I don't know what possessed him to go down there, but he does it anyway. So now that he's underground, I'm going to speed through it because it goes pretty far down. And where it leads him is to a huge, ancient-looking door. And I don't know what possessed him, but he goes beyond the door, and what he finds down there is what's got people scratching their heads, some sort of tiled room. And on the other side of the room is a gate, and the creepiest part is the fact that there's carpet beyond the gate, and it looks like something you would see at a mall. To his direct right is a glass window, and when he looks through it and focuses the camera, it reveals that he's in a mall. And I'm not sure at what point he realizes it because this is where the video ends. But Buddy is in the back rooms.
I'm gonna show you how to watch people, and to show you why people look like they look. See, now you see that man there with the red thing on, see? See how he's walking? The problem is that he has worked all of his life and for nothing, pulling and carrying a load. And he exemplifies in his very body. That's a used man, you see what I mean? And he's accepted the fact that he was used. You see, you walk in a community and you look at it. And you ask who owned it? Who owned the store? You see? Who owned the business? You see what I mean? The buildings, the businesses, all are owned by the white people. Now, see how they do that? They got all to join the WAC, join the army. In other words, they give this as an expression of a way out of here. See, 300 opportunities to fulfill your military obligation, your obligation to murder folks. Ain't nobody obligated to murder people for white people. You see what I mean? And that's another police car. Now you're gonna start seeing a lot of policemen because they got them on every corner. See. contrary to a lot of people think the ghetto is vicious, all these people are very loving. The ghetto is all that dirt on the street. It's simply because the city will not give these people the services, like they don't sweep the street down here. You get the man's scheme now? You gotta understand, he have so much contempt.
Did y'all know about this?
No. Not the burgers. Not the burgers. No. Check this out, y'all.
Raw meat arrives in 2,000-pound boxes from the slaughterhouse and is mixed together by the ton.
This is a combo bin of meat. A combo bin is 2,000 pounds approximately of meat that's coming in from a boning facility where they take it off the carcass and put it into here.
The meat in these boxes comes from many different animals and many different places.
Many different animals.
Some is even from overseas. All of it is ground together to make the juicy hamburger Americans love.
You said animals,
hamburger used to be the scraps left over from butchering just one cow. But a significant change has occurred. Now, parts of many cows are blended together by the ton.
If we take the meat from one animal and grind it up and make ground beef from just one animal, we're including only the bacteria from one animal. But if we take the meat from 1,000 different animals and grind that together, we're pooling the bacteria from 1,000 different animals as well.
So explain this to me. How many different cows would be in one burger?
Well, I suspect that there are hundreds or even thousands of animals that have contributed to a single hamburger.
We gotta stop eating this shit, y'all.
I told you, bruh. What the fuck is a wall mark?
Bruh.
Fam, I was reading up on this shit too, whoa. They call it like Mandela effect or some shit. Well, the whole world knows something one way, and then one day we wake up and we know it's something different.
Right.
We know it's wall marked, not wall mark. Right? Matter of fact, I just came from Walmart, bruh. Ain't shit different over there. What's tripping me out is I looked up the history of Walmart. It's always been Walmart, fam. It never had a K in it.
Maybe that's why shopping there always feels so weird. Feels like another dimension. And the shoppers have this eerie vibe to them. Nobody seems real.
It's because they not real, bro. Walmart's not a real place.
You're born, you have to take the sole of your feet, they put ink up under it, and then they make you put the sole of your feet on a piece of paper. So you automatically sell your soul. So parents are selling their children to the corporations. Corporations. Corpse means dead. So you're selling them to these dead corporations as soon as they're born. Then they tag them with a number. This number is literally a trust TDA account where there's millions and millions and millions of dollars at that you can never ever tap into, because the moment you tap into it, that means you got your freedom. We should not be working. We should not be having to pay taxes. This is our land. We are not civilians here, and we're not citizens. This is our land. We was here first. But you got the $5 Indian, the way they came in, and they act like it was this big old slave trade. And I mean, it's a whole lot of propaganda of stuff that they put inside of our faces that really didn't happen. But when you're dealing with a people that have severe amnesia through trauma experiences that we've been experiencing, and you keeping us doped up on pharmaceutical medicines, you keeping us doped up on GMO foods, you keeping us doped up on herbicides, pesticides, you keeping the hertz and the frequencies of our brain limited from the clothes we put on our, like, we don't realize what these clothes even do to our emitting of electrical magnetic energy. When you put a people under hypnosis, you can tell them anything and they'll believe anything. And they can sit up here, and these truths that I'm speaking today, the people that sleep and haven't came out of their slumber, they will call me a quack, they'll call me a liar, they say this nigga out of his mind, but the whole time I'm speaking actual facts.
Criticism without empathy is bullying. A lot of y'all aren't blunt, you're bullies. Somebody be like, I love...
I'm not sure that a lot of people know this, but compassion and empathy are skills that you build over usage, over time. So this idea that you're just a straight shooter, you just tell it like it is or whatever it is, all that's reflective of is lack of emotional intelligence and lack of care about how your words and how your actions impact other people. I can't make you care about the world, but I will say that it reflects a lack of intelligence to not consider how to communicate your words to have the recipient receive it most effectively. which is how I know that people sometimes communicate for the purpose of power and not actually communicating. People will just say things just so that they can feel larger or more important than the other person, or just to feel heard or seen. And that is not effective when it comes to communicating. Communication is an art form. It reflects intelligence. And if you do not use compassion, empathy like a muscle, it will atrophy. Bye.
It is February 28th, 29th, 28th, 29th. I have got me a better quality camera to catch this thing in the sky. And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now. It's very ominous. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. It's a huge face looking right down on us. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit brighter. There he is. There's the moon. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's see if I can get a better picture on the moon like it's supposed to. Is my hand in front of the thing or something? Alright, here we go, here we go. There it is.
Look at that.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Camera makes it so clear.
There it is.
You can tell things just by a person's birthday. Let's go down a little.
Okay.
Beyonce. Beyonce look good, don't she?
Yeah.
Beyonce is a 5-way path in numerology. 5 is the number of good looks. As a matter of fact, all you people who have Facebook accounts, why don't you go on your little Facebook account and highlight everyone born on the 5th, 14th, and 23rd? Because again, 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 23, 2 and 3 is 5. And you're going to see those are going to be the attractive friends you have. Very simple. And, you know, that's one of the things about numerology. It explained everything to me. I'm not impressed by someone being hot anymore because, oh, you're just a 5, whatever. 6 is the number of home and family. So you're going to see a lot of people who are born on the 6th, 15th, 24th. They're all about their home and family. A lot of these people have big families. 7 is the number of the genius. Genius starts with G. G is the 7th letter. So people who are born on the 7th, 16th, 25th, they're the ones with the high IQ. And, you know, that right there is what taught me that numerology supersedes race, supersedes gender.
Nothing is a coincidence anymore. Watch this.
Now it's bigger than just our skin color. That's what I want people to also see. It's an economic war right now. Not even just that. Like mentally, the slavery is not physical anymore. It's mental. As far as the New World Order has come in the shape of electronics. You know what I'm saying? Taking away your mind from what you want to apply it to.
That control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
When you die, you don't have a fucking physical body. And guess what your soul is? Fire. Right there, it's fire, energy. So, let me get this right. You got a fire soul that's going to be amongst fire, and everything down there burning and up there burning, but yet you're afraid of being burning, that you're already burning because your goddamn soul is fire. You see, this, if you look at the logical aspect, you don't have a physical body when you die, so how in the hell can you burn? So what is hell? Hell simply means when the soul takes on a physical body. Your physical body is hell. It is the defilement. And this existence is the worst existence to ever be. It's horrid, horrible. You see what I'm saying? It's called Hylics. Those who live in the physical world. You get it?
So last night I went down a rabbit hole and Let me know if you agree, if you have any other ideas, but basically here it goes. In 1582, the Julian calendar was replaced by the Gregorian calendar, which resulted in us basically losing 10 days per year. Now, I was thinking, if we lost 10 days per year, how many years has it been since 1582? So if we do the math, 2023 minus 1582, that equals to 441 years. All right? Between 1582 and 2023. Now, we're going to multiply that by 10 to see how many days we have missed, basically, since then till 2023. So, times 10, that gives us 4,410 days of basically canceled days from the Julian calendar, which are 10 days per year from 1582 till 2023. Now, we want to find out how many years is...
If you stay in environments where people don't recognize the value of you, you will shrink your gift to the size of what they can stand. And that's what causes anxiety and depression and stress, because you have had to shrink. I refuse to be small because you think small. I'm not shrinking my vision because you can't catch up. You either better roll with me or you gonna get rolled over.
How Hawaiian Punch is killing you and you're not even noticing it. Remember, the front of the product is for entertainment and the back is for information. Let's look at the labels. Ingredients usually descend from highest to low, so this is mainly made up of water and high fructose corn syrup, which is just basically water sugar. But the one ingredient we're looking at today is Red 40. This is Red 40. Red 40 is used to give the Hawaiian Punches color to make it look exciting to you. But here's the issue with Red 40. Red 40 is made from petroleum, which is used for your vehicles, cars, trucks, motorcycles. And they decided to put that in this drink. So now that you're drinking water, fake sugar, and petroleum in your drink. You're welcome.
There's a CIA document that came out. Everybody just started talking about it now. It's called the Adam and Eve story. It basically explains how the world is going to end. Has it been true? It makes sense. They say the world is going to end because the poles, like, North and South Pole, they shift every 12,000 to 15,000 years. And once they shift, it causes like a giant like apocalypse. Big earthquakes, giant tsunamis. Once the apocalypse happens, we go right back to the Stone Age. And it said that our first humans, like as us, it was 10,000 years ago. So if you think about it, 10,000 years ago, we're in year 2000. We're at 12,000 years right now. And now you see like global warming and shit like that. Like in the book, it says that we are the sixth civilization that came out of the apocalypse. So we just get to a certain point in life and then it just hard reset. And that explains a lot, because remember how you were saying that the Sahara Desert used to be green and like the Antarctica used to have forests and shit like that? Yeah. That's what happens. Like it switches everything, it flips. Yeah. So now like some places turn cold, some places turn hot. That's why they was talking about like the flood in the Bible like that. That's probably what happened to Atlantis and shit
I was
like
just
that.
about to say Atlantis. It would make sense for a city in the water if the water wasn't there before.
This is for educational purposes only. So the question on the screen is, sunscreen has melanin compound for real? Wow. My question is to you as a viewer. If sunscreen didn't have any melanin, synthetic one if you will, how is it able to protect those that don't have neuromelanin? That's my question. So think about that. So here on your screen, you've got the visible light and the UV light. So the way you can't see under the naked eye. So I just want you to see what actually goes on that you can't see. Keep watching.
This is amazing.
By the way, I don't have any filter on. I do not have any filter on, okay? No filters on my face.
No ways. Look at that. Wow. Oh my God, girl. You should see. This is just... No, that's unbelievable. This is... Yo.
Yeah.
I saw the... And then, that's I don't even have it.
This is for educational purposes only.
The truth about Abraham Lincoln. I'm sure most of you guys know who this is. He was the 16th president and did a lot of stuff back in the 1800s. But it's crazy because whenever you search up Abraham Lincoln, it shows you pictures like this. This is how he's drawn and illustrated. But little do y'all know, this is how Abraham Lincoln really looks. Yes, Abraham Lincoln was black. All the times we were taught in school, we were taught Abraham Lincoln was not black. Because they don't want us to know the truth. If you do your research on Abraham Lincoln's skin color, it will tell you that he is black. Lincoln had very dark skin. His cheeks were leathery and saffron colored. His hair was dark, almost black. This is the real picture of him right here. Abraham Lincoln was a black man. So do y'all notice that most coins are silver? Except for one coin, the penny. The penny is copper and dark. Abraham Lincoln is on the penny, and that is the only coin that has that complexion. Literally every other coin is silver. It's time to wake up. We've been lied to and programmed.
I'm at the Denver airport with a new art installation in the center of the airport. We start off here with the world. At the South Pole there is a gate, and then around the world is sand. At the North Pole there's this pole that leads up to this arrow. The arrow points down to what it looks like perhaps a firmament, to a train station. I should also mention the world is depicted as flat over there. From the train station, from the arrow, we come down here. Perhaps a way to get in and out of the world as we know it. Again, surrounded by rocks and sand. Maybe this is where the lizard people live. It's weird.
Some freaky shit happening in the White House. Did you guys see? You guys didn't see, huh? Let me show you what happened. Bro, that was Kamala Harris's fucking husband, bro. Look at the dude right there. And that's Joe Biden's wife, bro. So what the fuck is going on? Somebody tell me.
Here's a good piece of advice. Use the weekend to build the life you want, not to escape the life you have. And I know this can be challenging, but just hopefully, this little spark of inspiration from me to you may open your eyes to the idea to spend your next coming weekends building the life you want, not escaping the life you have.
Bro, what is this? It's like cream corn from the sky. What the hell is going on? Sweet baby Jesus brought us his cream corn. There's a damn malfunction in the weather machine. Come on, Mr. Musk, what is going on over here? It's chemtrails.
Look what this guy had to say about the government hiding Nephilim giants in their military bases.
Greg Renrich, that was one of the things that he told me. He's the one that was talking about seeing the giants in the deep underground military bases. He said that one of the first things that they had to do before he was allowed to go into S4 or S20 or any of the others, they made him sign an affidavit saying, you're not allowed to use the name Jesus Christ in these underground facilities, not even if you stub your toe or anything. And he said that he saw 10 to 25 foot tall giants in these underground bases, and said that they were, human scientists and other people working side by side with him. He said that they even came right out and said they were the Nephilim. They came right out and said it. Said that, basically we're preparing for an intergalactic war with God, and they believe that they're going to win.
Where are they getting this they're going to win from?
And why are you not allowed to say the name Jesus in these underground facilities?
Jesus said, just like in the days of Noah, so will it be in the coming of the Son of Man. During the days of Noah, the fallen angels and their offspring, the Nephilim, were influencing, corrupting the human race to live in sin. And we know in the book of Genesis, God says that the wickedness was so bad, he had to flood the entire earth. And we know God had to do this in order for the Messiah to come through Noah's bloodline to redeem us. The enemy doesn't want people to know there's power in the name of Jesus. Use your authority to stomp on that dirty lying devil in Jesus' name.
How do you explain to people that the government is full of pedophiles and that our water is being poisoned with fluoride and heavy metals? Our food is fake, the weather is being manipulated, clouds are actually created to block the sun, and that chemtrails actually kill people. Our government actually stands for mind control, and that big events are actually staged to keep us distracted from the real truth. Artists and people of power actually practice rituals at these events without the fans actually knowing. When a doctor gives you a shot, he actually gets a bonus. Now, they don't do that for chemotherapy, so why do they do that for vaccine shots? And that war and our military is actually used to decrease the population. Yeah. How do you explain that to people?
Alexa, is the US switching to rainbow currency?
Here's something I found on the web. According to threadreaderapp.com, that our entire global banking industry has flipped to the QFS asset-backed digital currency, and that the US will be switching from fiat USD to rainbow USN currency with new silver and gold coins, all with their own individual trackable embedded barcodes so the QFS can track.
I was already planning on making a video about these toxic products I had to remove from my household because I realized they were making us sick. And then I see another video of somebody else saying these products are getting banned.
The state of New York has recently banned 4 major detergents because they contain a carcinogen. They have banned Arm & Hammer Clean Burst, Tide Original, Arm & Hammer Sensitive Skin Free and Clear, and Gain Original and Aroma Boost.
So yeah, get this mess out of your house right now. Me and my poor baby's been suffering for who knows how long. Runny nose, coughing, itchy skin, sneezing, watery eyes. So I ended up getting rid of the detergent just to see if that was causing a reaction. As soon as we got rid of it, everyone's symptoms were gone.
Number 2.
This is what I was using before. And this is the only one we've been able to use so far.
For free.
Go back and watch The Stitch. This video is between a man talking to a judge and asking him questions about how banks work. And we're going to cover a few things here that are very important, but first we're going to go through all these screenshots. I give you the equivalent of $200,000. You return the funds back to me and I have to repay you $200,000 plus interest. The judge's response is, all the banks are doing this. Congress allows this. The guy says, does Congress allow the banks to breach written agreement, use false and misleading advertising without your written permission or authorization, and without your knowledge, transfer the actual cash value from the alleged borrower to the bank? So what happens is when you go into the bank and you apply for a $200,000 loan, they get a check with your name on it after you gave them your social security, and they then take that check for $200,000 with your name on it, and they give it back to you as a loan plus interest, but they got it from you. And then again, like I said, return it back as a loan. The judge's response is, but the borrower got a check in-house. So when you even go to finance a car, you give them your social security number, your credit, you're there all day because they are waiting on the check with your name on it to come through so that they can then give it back to you as a loan. So then he asks, is it true that the actual cash value that was used to fund the bank loan check came directly from you because your name was on it? It's your money? And that the bank got that money from you for free. No equal consideration. They got it from you for free. And he says this.
Here's 5 things they don't tell you about being awakened. Number 1, when you are awakened, there is a certain responsibility that you have now, whether you like it or not. There is a certain role that you need to play in this world. You have been chosen for one thing or another. And most often, it feels like a burden sometimes. But there's nothing that you can do about it. Number 2, there are certain luxuries in life that you just don't get to enjoy anymore. Now, when I say luxuries, I don't mean cars and watches and things like that. I mean relationships, and I mean deep friendships, and I mean things that you watch other people so easily have. Like, people meet each other and then within 6 months they've moved in with each other and things like that. Unfortunately, you are a healer or some kind of spiritual being. And it means that most of the time that you're just going to live on your own. Number 3, now this one might freak you out. You don't get to go to all the parties anymore. And when you are there, there is a certain subconscious thing that makes you want to leave. Because there is a certain time of the night that when you are awakened, you're not supposed to be physically awake anymore. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. I am the person that has to leave where I am. And I know it's because my soul is telling me that I need to go to sleep. Number 4, you are now of the understanding that nothing really means anything. Now, what that means for your life is that when people take...
Witnessing right now the first generation of mutated humans, okay? We're in the timeline right now where we're seeing the first generation of mutated human DNA, where it's going to be leading to that timeline of humans devolving and mutating into becoming the Greys. Okay? A lot of us think Greys are aliens, but they're not really aliens. The Grey is an offshoot of what has happened in this collective right now as a result of this experimental gene therapy that's being imposed on the collective consciousness. And you're seeing right now the first generation of the mutation that's happening amongst the human collective. Over time, as this mutation continues, the human body, the human DNA is going to continue to evolve. This is the reason why now the Greys look the way they do, is because it's a mutation of the original human DNA and them devolving. And they have selectively, exchanged certain DNA in preference of other DNA. So the Greys prefer to be more intellectual, more logical. This is the reason why they have massive heads, and they're very intellectual, and they have very strong psychic and mental capabilities, telepathy, psychic abilities, everything relating to the mind.
Everybody's been seeing the purple lights. In this video, a quick recap, he just asked the lady, she looks like she works for the city, if she's been noticing the purple lights. Now, when he asked her, she looked, and then she looked back and was like, oh, sorry, I haven't even noticed. But that's literally a purple blue light on your shirt. There's literally about 6-10 of them behind you, and they're starting to put them on buses. So there's no possible way you can't even notice these. Now, I'm not coming at her, but I'm just saying in general, for anybody saying this, please, especially if you live in an area like that has a lot of purple lights. Now, if you were on my live yesterday, a lot of people kept asking, what is Luciferus? What is that? I've seen a lot of people commented down and below in my comments under all the purple light videos. So basically, it's a generic term of the class of oxidative enzymes that produce a bioluminescence. Same type of chemical compound that can be found in fireflies. Now, if you go to this website right here, you go to down to the bottom and you click this section called patents. You'll see that this word is found a lot throughout all these patents, and this is free to the public to see. And this, under this column, it says hybridization target. I don't know what that means. Right here it says Luciferus expression measured upon intramuscular administration of various nanoparticle compositions. I don't know, man. Y'all can go check it out for yourself. And also, if you go to my YouTube, I got a whole 29-minute lecture on this type of topic or situation if you want to dive deeper. Link is in the bio. I love y'all. Peace.
Wait, so NASA's admitting that they're spraying barium into the air. And if you look up, hazardous effects of barium, for New Jersey anyway, barium can affect you when inhaled. Inhaling barium can irritate the nose.
But there's two Trumps. Okay. The one in the red tie is the real one. The one in the blue tie is not. There are two Donald Trumps. There's the public version, and people see that, and then the personal Donald Trump. Perhaps there are two Donald Trumps, but there are two different Donald Trumps. There's the one you see on the stage, and there's the one who's very cerebral, sits there and considers things very carefully.
One more time for the people in the back. NASA's spraying these chemicals at 100 miles or less. Somewhere up here is 100 miles. Or less is anywhere down here. This is the stratosphere. Get it?
What's God's name? I am. Why? Because you are God. That's what you said this morning. That shakes people up. You know why you get shook up when somebody says you are God? Not because the Bible doesn't say it, because the Bible does say it. You get shook up when somebody says you are God because the system, but they don't want you to hear that. The system doesn't want you ever to feel that there's a God part of you which comes to life, because then what happens to the system? When you realize you stand apart, away from the bondage of systems and religions, say, hey, I am special, then all of a sudden you find out you're not that worthless, rotten sinner, that fakak, that scuzzball, that come down here and get saved on your knee. You're not. All of a sudden you realize, I am. And that within you, that God part comes to life. Break away from the thinking and the guilt and the fear and the depression of the system and begin to understand these words. Then we are lifted up into that glory and into that righteousness and into that position that is truly ours. What's wrong with that? You know the funny thing is? If you say, I am God, you're an occult sinner. But if you say, I'm a scuzzball, they say, that's right, hallelujah, brother, hallelujah. That's okay. You're nothing but a worthless, warped scuzzball. Amen, brother. Let's have an amen. Let's sinner. Just get on your knees and kiss the carpet and suck it up, kid. What's God?
You know a really good way to fuck up a kid? Tell them that we're living in the end times. That at any moment, at any point in time, a man could come down from the sky, collect everybody who believes in him, and then leave everybody else. This could happen tomorrow. It could happen in a million years. We never know. And then point out a bunch of really vague details about like war and unrest and climate disturbances that point to the fact that the end times are right now. Especially if your kid is autistic and really, really in tune to picking up on patterns, definitely tell them that pretty much everything they encounter in an everyday occurrence is a sign of the end times. Chips in your debit cards, a sign of the end times. Electric vehicles, a sign of the end times. Any war, a sign of the end times. Climate change, a sign of the end times. When you are living in this mindset, it is impossible to conceptualize the future. I grew up literally believing that the end times would have to happen before I reached adulthood. I was convinced they would happen within days, all the time. So I never developed this skill of like conceptualizing and planning for my future because I was literally just assuming that the end of the world would happen first. My resting state was so anxious because I was so obsessed with this thought and making sure that I would do everything right so that if God did...
All of these continents is Atlantis. This is the realm of Atlantis. They are telling you that this is the map of the whole known world. But do you see the way it's shaped? The shape is true. This is exactly how the realm is shaped. However, Antarctica is an ice wall that goes completely around the entire realm. Okay? Antarctica is an ice wall that circles and encases the entire realm. All of these continents are not separated by water. They are all one landmass. I repeat, these continents are all one landmass surrounded by Antarctica. Pull up on Google a map of Atlantis. This is what they would show you. This is what they would show you. All right? Or they would show you this. Alright? I want you to take note of something. Scratch out Africa and all these other names around you, right? This landmass is how your planet, this is how your realm, this is how Atlantis looks still to this day. North America, Africa, South America, Asia, Europe. One landmass, like I told you. Surrounded by water and an ice wall. Better yet, let's go right here.
What would you think if I told you that there is a new organ inside of your body that was just recently discovered? The largest organ in the human body. It's called the interstitium, a previously unknown organ and one of the biggest organs in the human body. It's a massive network of dense connective tissue and fluid-filled compartments throughout the entire body. According to scientists, this is now a full-fledged organ that somehow no one had ever stumbled upon before. The interstitium is actually bigger than your skin, which has forever held the title of the largest organ in your body. It is absolutely incredible to me how no one had ever noticed or discovered this before.
So yet again, we got another celebrity exposing what they do behind closed doors. Have you guys seen that video floating around of Azealia Banks showing her cleaning up her sacrificial room? And for my safety TikTok, this is scripted. I am an actress that's simply acting out a scene. Guys, do not take me serious.
That's about to come off my floor right now, guys. Oh my god. 3 years worth of brujeria. Yes, you know I gotta scrape all this up. I got my sandblaster, my goggles. It's about to go down. Real witches do real things.
funny. They always tell us what they're going to do before they do it. But then they call us the crazy ones for calling them out on it when it actually happens. And we... Oh, no. Don't worry, I got it. Anyways, I think it's funny, you know, that we call them out on it, and then yeah, we're the crazy ones, even though they already told us what they're going to do before they did it. So watch this video I'm about to show you, and then let's talk about it after.
Pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
So, now that we know what's going to happen, you can feel free to refer back to this video later on when this becomes a reality. And just remember, I'm not crazy. I'm just listening. And you should too. Also, I just want to put this out there. There is no need to fear, you guys.
I've lived for 200 years, and only
The fact that this was discovered hiding under a painting.
Enki, also known as Ea in Akkadian and Babylonian mythology. Renowned as the god of water, knowledge, and creation. A principal deity, Enki's story is rich with tales of innovation, wisdom, and cunning. He is credited with the creation of mankind, the establishment of Eridu, the first city of Sumer, as well as the development of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers through a network of canals. According to interpretations of Sumerian texts, Enki played a pivotal role in the creation of humans. The Anunnaki, including Enki, were in search of resources on Earth. Faced with labor challenges, Enki proposed the creation of a worker species to alleviate the Anunnaki's burdens. Using his advanced knowledge in genetics and biology, he engineered humans as a hybrid species. This process involved the genetic manipulation of the Anunnaki's DNA with that of Homo erectus, the most advanced terrestrial species at the time. Enki's expertise in science enabled this ambitious project, resulting in the birth of Homo sapiens, beings capable of performing the tasks needed by the Anunnaki, while also possessing a degree of sentience and intelligence. Enki's relationship with his creation was complex and multifaceted. Unlike some of the Anunnaki who viewed humans merely as servants,
and my age is 141 years old now.
You are 141 years old?
Right now.
So is your medicine make you live so long?
I mean, I have no sugar, I mean, I have no pressure, I mean, I have no heart attack, I mean, I have no pain. I know my farm, I do everything said it. Well, I work with the moon, and the moon is that give you like when the moon is kind of full, and the new moon, they try to prepare your herbs, and before the moon full, then you will boil your herbs. So I work with humanity. I'm a healer through the power of the Most High. So I heal through the herbs and water. So no matter what the problem you have, there's something in the herbs for you. Because the Most High said, every leaves of the tree are healing up the nation. You understand what I mean? So then we must attain ourselves to the herbs. Yeah, and the herb will heal us. Cramp, pain, and all of them something, the bad stomach. Because look, in year 2002, the doctor diagnosed me with cancer. Say I have cancer. And say if me, he say go cut me. And if me not cut me, now live longer than 6 months. I may prove him wrong with my medicine. Me don't have no cancer. Because guess what? We all born with cancer cell. So when they say I have cancer, you're supposed to find the cause before the cure. What's the cause? Yeah, stress about something and burn up yourself.
So the internet is going crazy because Usher thanked the devil for his reward. But what's the commotion about? He's just thanking his God. Who is his God? Satan. See, when these celebrities get on this stage accepting these rewards and thanking God, they're not thanking the God you referring to. They thanking the God Satan. And when they say thank you Jesus, they're not referring to the same Jesus who you think you're referring to. They're not referring to the Messiah. They're not referring to Yahusha. They are referring to the Antichrist, who is affiliated with Satan and will deceive many. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 4, in whom the God of this world, when it says God of this world, talking about Satan, in whom the God of this world had blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of the Messiah, who is the image of God Yahuwah, should shine unto them. So this verse is talking about Satan, and he's referred to the God of this world. And what do people follow? They follow the world. Another verse talking about Satan, John 12 verse 31. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. Again, this is another verse talking about Satan, the prince of this world. He's the God of this world. So when these celebrities get on these stages thanking God, they're not referring to the same God who you referring to. They're referring to Satan.
See, when they launch this fake alien invasion, everybody gonna swear it's real. You know why? Because people don't know that the sky is CGI technology. I've been telling y'all this. That's not your real sky. See the sky behind me? That same sky up there. That motherfucker is not real. Alright? It's not real. I've been telling y'all that for a reason, because it's being controlled. It's 5 layers to it. It's CGI technology. They showed you this shit in that movie Kong when he threw the motherfucking spear at the motherfucking sun, nigga. Right? They showed it right to you. But before they showed it to you in Kong, for those of you who've been listening to me in this university, y'all know from day one I've been telling y'all this. So if people don't know that CGI technology, alright, once they get the change in the frequency of the sky, and they get the altering the layers of the sky to make it look like it's a war going on right there that's not, alright, they make it seem like it's these huge spaceships that's in the sky that's not, and then they're going to actually use actual spaceships that they do have from other extraterrestrial species, like these insectoids and these greys and these other ones that they got, they in cahoots with. They gonna make this shit look real, y'all. Listen, this gonna be the biggest movie. Listen, This gonna be the biggest movie they never put out, nigga. This gonna be the biggest movie they ever put out. I'm saying movie for a reason, because shit ain't real, but it's gonna look real. Listen, you ain't better tell people that we ain't under a UFO invasion. I'm telling y'all in advance. Listen, man, holographic imagery is real, man. You gonna see motherfucking aliens running down the street, all that. Be prepared for it. I told you here first.
Guys, it's a sickness. It is sick. It is a sickness. All of them. All of them. And let me give it to you like this so you can really walk away with it. And I want you to appreciate this. So you can understand the difference between religion and spirituality. Understand this. The word religion has two origins. And you have to know those origins. One is Old Latin and the other one is Old French. One is religare and the other one is viligare. And they both mean the same thing. To bind or to be bound. Right. You heard what I said? Yeah. To bind or to be bound. But what they leave out of the definition is they don't tell you what it is that you're bound to. So I'm going to tell you what it is that you're bound to. What does Islam, Judaism, and Christianity all have in common? They all have one thing in common. One thing. No, they all have a book. You are bound to that book. Gotcha. Now, what's the difference? In ancient Egypt, you were bound to no book. You can't name one book in ancient Egypt that any particular person was bound to. That's the difference. You understand what I'm telling you? That is the key difference. One is dealing with mind control, the other one is dealing actually with your spirit.
Wow. Appearing to hang in midair over San Francisco. Your eyes, they're not playing tricks on you. It's actually an optical illusion called the parallax effect. So when you're moving past another moving object and it appears to be stuck, the video has gone viral with some people calling it a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, I wonder if it's still there.
No, it's not gonna be no glitch. A lot of people were confused. How is the airplane doing this? But yeah, this ain't nothing different. This ain't no glitch or nothing like that. I've seen this even since I was being younger. This is normal. I promise y'all.
When Jerry and Kathy's team tried to explore the area, suddenly an unmarked plane appeared. Clearly they were being watched. Despite this part of the Grand Canyon being a no-fly zone, and the fact that no aircraft is allowed to fly below the rim, a plane appeared. Jerry Wills is convinced this was a warning. His team was unable to continue their expedition. Exploring the cave from above is almost impossible. But what about exploring it from below, as G.E. Kincaid did? Another group of explorers tried this. As they approached the location, a black helicopter showed up. Not a tourist helicopter, not even a black civilian helicopter. An Apache combat helicopter. When this team explored the area above, looking for the ventilation shafts Kincaid wrote about, and possibly a way down, they found cement blocks in the middle of nowhere. What? Some of these blocks are platforms near the edge of the rim with hardware and anchors that would be used to assist mountaineers. When asked about this, the authorities say these are reinforcing structures to prevent rock falls.
They're looking at everybody else right now to see who potentially can be influential. So they look at the social media influencers now. That's why they call them influencers. Even with how social media was constructed, the way they constructed it by giving you followers.
Control.
Psychology is one of the largest areas when it comes to who they pay in the U.S. government. Psychologists. Because they study the psyche of the people. So you think you are somebody because you have followers. You don't have no followers. You have people who admire you maybe, but you're followers, meaning they are going to do what you do. They're going to listen to your instruction. They're going to go behind you and take your steps. Most people are not willing to do what they see others doing who they admire. But that's the game. True. They gave you followers because now it will blur the lines around who really is a leader and who is not. So I noticed that and I said, well, no, they have to character assassinate because they no longer have to really physically assassinate because they've already destroyed the mindset of the people.
Man!
So simple. You go after a person's mind. Then you saturate the neighborhoods with different chemicals in the food. At a certain point, the people overall are in a position where, good, we got high blood pressure, we got diabetes, we got these different cancers. Good. We're letting them take themselves out in a way where they accept it. They're killing themselves slowly. We don't have to worry about an insurrection or someone rising up. You ain't nothing. We have not built like those of our ancestors who came before us have built at a time where they had less technology, less access to things that they didn't want. So we don't need to be running around here with this little badge because we got a few numbers on his networks that he gave you.
They can be taken away.
They can be taken away like this. I've watched it happen multiple times. So to a degree, how free are you really?
This is one of the best reaction videos somebody have seen in general, bro. This is one of the best ones I have ever seen. This dude right here just spoke down everything, dissected the entire everything existence, whatever you want to name it, bro. He did it. And I respect it 100%. Everything he's saying is true. No matter how much I could sit here and make it seem like I'm in control, bro. They make you feel like you somebody. They don't have to assassinate us no more when they making us do the work ourselves. And they starting with us mentally and emotionally. If they can attack the inner us, just imagine what we do to our physical self. Dude did everything he did, and he preached this entire video, bro.
What is the hidden meaning of Times Square, and how does it relate to the satanic? Times means to multiply. The multiplication sign, also known as the times sign, is the symbol X. X is the 24th letter of the alphabet. 24 equals 6 when you add up the numbers. Square means to multiply by itself. 5 squared is 5 times 5. So X represents both square and times, making that triple X or triple six. Hence the old triple X rated movies. According to James Traub, Times Square is the devil's playground. So what's next to Times Square? Hell's Kitchen. And what's next to Hell's Kitchen? The garden, as in the Garden of Eden. Lucifer was a glorified angel, but fell from heaven to establish his own kingdom. According to the scriptures, Lucifer is the morning star. The term Lucifer is Latin for light bearer or light bringer, hence the name, the morning star. Every New Year's Eve we perform a ritual at Times Square. As we marvel at the bright ball of light descending down from high above. Lucifer, the light bringer, otherwise known as the morning star. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
I don't know, this could possibly play a substance as to why things are named away. And what he ended up explaining towards the end of the video, when he got his point across, it made a lot of sense that what he's saying. But at first, I'm not gonna lie, when he was pulling out the street names and trying to make it make sense, the 2 and 4 plus 2 plus 4 equal this, like, it wasn't making sense at first to me. Makes sense now, just a little bit,
I keep trying to tell y'all, stop eating this seedless. So my coworker ended up bringing me a watermelon the other day just because I love watermelon, and I finally cut into it. Like, what is this? Honestly, it feels like flesh. This looks weird.
Hey.
This right here, like, what is this? It has holes for seeds, but there are no seeds in there. And the fact that I could just rub my finger across it like that
and come out
is even more alarming. And then, like, this
stuff look like rubber.
Y'all, please stop eating this seedless stuff. It is not good for you. It doesn't even smell. It has no smell to it whatsoever.
In this country, of every state, is 2 states. You have the state of Nevada and Nevada State. You have Cal State, California State, and State of California. Not the same thing at all. California State, according to the law, is one thing. State of California is totally different. Has nothing to do with each other at all. It's the difference between being a lawyer and an attorney. Has nothing to do with them at all. It's totally separate words, means totally separate things. All law in the Western civilization applies only to cooperations, co-ops. There is no law that applies to you personally, so consequently, the system has made each one of you a corporation. And how now do you distinguish which one, when someone's addressing you, that they're addressing you as the one that your mother gave birth to, or the corporate you? Very simple. According to British law, when you sign your name, upper and lower case, that is applying to your body. Your flesh and blood self is spelled, according to British and American law, upper and lower case, capital letter, lower case. That's you, your personal self. There is no law. Therefore, every piece of important bills, insurance, driver's license, identification, taxes, I don't care what it is. If it's a piece of business, period, in any kind of way, shape, or form, your name must, by law, international maritime admiralty banking law, your name must appear in all capital letters.
Wow. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he's preaching on this one. He's definitely preaching, and he's getting there explaining how the government works.
Here's how to grow new brain cells and preserve memory and brain function. And here are 7 foods that help. Hi, I'm Dr. Shintani, MD, nutritionist trained at Harvard. My goal is to help you have great health and brain function up to 120 years. We used to think you can't grow new brain cells once you're an adult, but research now shows that we actually can and do grow new brain cells even onto old age. This helps to ward off Alzheimer's and preserve and possibly improve memory and brain function. The key substance is BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factors that stimulate brain cell growth. Here are the top 7 foods and nutrients that help produce BDNF. Number 1, blueberries provide anthocyanins. 2, red grapes provide resveratrol. 3, green tea provides EGCG. 4, coffee provides chlorogenic acid. Number 5, turmeric provides curcumin. Number 6, chia seeds, flax seeds, and fatty fish provides omega-3 fats. And number 7, dark chocolate provides polyphenols and procyanidins. For a list of 10 supplements that help the brain, get my free ebook, Health Secrets, at peacediet.org. I'm Dr. Shintani, for your health.
Paul Harvey.
If I were the devil.
Is this the thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I were the devil. If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have 1/3 of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of the serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. Wow. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmer.
What happened between 1587 and 1892 where those areas got frozen?
The world's most ingenious invention. This early century automobile pedestrian collision avoidance device. When it hits a person, it instantly triggers a device that protects the pedestrian and scoops them up off the ground so they don't get hurt. And this baby cage, invented in 1920, is even more ingenious. The British at the time thought that children should get as much fresh air as possible. It would strengthen their bodies. So they made these cages outside the windows. The children could get as much fresh air as they wanted in the cage when their parents couldn't get out of the house. And this car, invented in 1950, was for people who couldn't park. Its front 2 wheels can run sideways. This allowed the car to do many things a normal car couldn't do. Firefighters in the 1900s had strange equipment like this. When firefighters went to put out a fire, their helmets sprayed water continuously to protect them. But for some reason, such a great invention never caught on. The best thing is this anti-robbery briefcase. When someone tries to rob your briefcase on the road, the bag will stick out 3 iron bars. The purpose is to force your hand up so that you can't move on. And then, with the briefcase handle automatically contracted to lock your hands firmly. This way, the person who snatched your bag can be firmly immobilized.
Name your company a Latin name. I want you to find out what SIC codes banks like, what SIC codes banks don't like, so you don't start out with the wrong name. SIC code is a special code that banks use to identify what you do. Now, since we know they speak Latin, now we want to go in and let's say you want to be big. You have to put in your company what you want it to be. One of my companies is Robust Inc. I went into Google and I said, I want to be big because I know dealing with these billionaires that run businesses and all these banks, I know what they're looking for on the upper echelon. I went in, I said, what's big in Latin? And it said, big, robust, robustus. So I named my company Robust Inc. You'll be surprised of the people that run this stuff that can look right away and see they don't speak Latin. And they cannot and will not teach you this because this is economic masonry. People didn't even know that exists.
Your phone is always listening, but your phone's also a snitch. All of you are going to feel far more sane when I explain to you how Bluetooth technology is actually interfering with your daily life. How many of you have gone to Target and maybe stared at the 70-inch TV for a minute too long, and then you go home later that day, you pop on the grams, and suddenly there it is, 70-inch TV. You're like, it's meant to be, right? Like, how did they know to give me that targeted advertisement, right? Well, the truth is that in Target, there are these little Bluetooth low energy beacons, and they are listening and they are receiving it. So your Bluetooth has a unique identifier. Later, Target's going to go through data brokers and figure out who that is, and that's how they're going to figure out how to target you later. But that's how you start to get those targeted advertisements.
My favorite. And for the grand finale, the all-new Ice Cube system.
All over the world. A lot of them are on cathedrals. Why are we displaying these unknown creatures? They're all unique and strange in their own ways. Some are monstrous and hideous. Some are just downright weird. These aren't carvings at all. Some of them look like a combination of multiple animals. These failed results of cloning? The Book of Enoch states that there were 200 fallen angels, titans, and giants roam the earth. These 200 angels made a very strange request. They asked for 200 of a whole bunch of different animals. 200 bears, 200 goats, 200 rabbits, 200 snakes, 200 pigs, 200 birds. It's almost like each of the fallen angels were going to get one of each of these animals. Wouldn't it be crazy if those 200 angels were tasked with creating 200 different versions of possible beings? Maybe those petrified gargoyles and other monsters were the results of those attempts. What if the different races are representations of these different crossbreeding? And some people have different color skin, but some people look downright different. If we are the version of humans that passed their testing? What if we're the Cabbage Patch Kids? The Garbage Pail Kids were petrified into statues. Crazy, huh?
Nego gave away these 5 clothing brand secrets after he left Bape. Number 1, the 50-50 rule. Nego made 50 items per batch, sold half, and gave away the other half to people with influence in his city to increase exposure. Number 2, experience marketing. Nego built Bape Cafe in 2002 after the creation of the brand. This cafe focused on brand experience, which increased customer loyalty and engagement. Number 3, cross-marketing. Bape partnered with Pepsi to reach customers who haven't heard of them. This increased sales for both sides. Number 4, musical integration. Nego released an album called Ape Sounds to go with his brand and got other rappers to endorse his clothing. And number 5, the 4-step marketing system Nego used to create Bape. This formula has been kept a secret for years, but we've decided to give it away for free. If you want access to the strategy, comment the word Nego and we'll send it over.
Number 1, you should not have an LLC because that's limited. The bank says you're limited. We don't deal with that. Number 2, you should be a corporation, a C Corp. That's what they like. So if you're going to be a C Corp, first obstacle that you got to overcome is your time in business. What are the rules? The rules are you should be 2.5 tax years before you even attempt to get some money. One guy came in and said, Mr. Derek, you know, I got my 2-year corp and I didn't get any money. I said 2.5 tax years. That's from January to April. 2 of those is 2 years, 8 months. So you might as well round it off to 3 years.
And just to give you an idea how significant spinning is, spinning is the ultimate technique to open every single chakra. By spinning, you can enter trances. You can enter spiritual... guys, you have to do this. This is something we have forgot about doing. If you want to open your chakras, if you want to become psychic, if you want to use your third eye, which is connected to your thymus gland, and your thymus gland is connected to your vestibular system. So if you want to use your third eye, if you want to be more psychic, if you want to use your brain, you have to spin. Spinning is one of the best exercises to train your brain to rewire itself, to become more structured, to be more synchronized, and it just helps all the connections there. Okay? Like I said, your vestibular system is the communication center of the body. When this is at a high activity, all the chemical reactions in the body is more expedited. Everything is working smoothly, more faster, more efficient. This chakra is powered by movement. You need to stay active, you need to move, you need to stimulate your vestibular system. And the only thing that stimulates it is spinning, flipping, turning upside down, swinging, all types of movements. Don't become an adult. Don't become stagnant. Instead, remain infinite. Be the child of divinity that you are. Be the child of God that you are. Keep moving and keep being divine. Okay? Now,